Hey, Derek.
What's up,
How
Tony?
are you?
Good. How are you
Good to
doing?
see you. So are we ready to go?
Oh yeah, got some GI candy right here.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I love the tattoo on her neck.
Gotta make it shine. Hey guys.
Oh, hey.
First we're gonna get the positioning right. After that we'll start the outline.
Yeah, I think it looks good. All right, let's go with it.
First we're just gonna start. I just always try to, like, for anyone, even whether they have a lot of tattoos or a little, just try to like start in an easy area so that way your body can kind of work up to, you know, getting used to the pain. Because normally it takes like, I'd say 10 to 15 minutes before the body has had the endorphin rush and you're, you know, feeling good. All right, brother, I'm gonna do a little line here. How's that?
Did you start? I don't really even feel anything.
Yeah, so Jeremy's my mentor, and you could also, I guess, call him my tattoo father. But the way that he taught me was basically just working from the ground up. So like I spent 2.5 years before I can even pick up a tattoo machine. And that was all just like following his lead every day of cleaning the shop. And then he would show me different images of traditional tattoo imagery, roses, anchors, and he would have me draw stuff like that up, trace it so I can understand the shapes of things. And I feel like that, again, is something that you need to have under your belt because someone's always going to ask for a traditional tattoo and you want to be able to pull it off the right way and draw it the way it should before you put your own spin on it.
You grew up here in this area.
Yes.
What was it like growing up here in the early days?
Growing up in the early days here, like in mid-90s in Atwater Village, was interesting because like there was still, like, there were people moving into the neighborhood that were obviously like coming from all over to like work in, you know, entertainment industry, music and stuff. So there was gentrification going on, but then there was still, you know, gang stuff going on by the LA River. You would hear about Hispanic gangs, Asian gangs, and it wasn't like not safe or anything to walk down the boulevard, but you definitely would hear stories about, you know, things going on that, you know, just keep an eye out. And I just remember growing up, my parents wouldn't want me to be walking by the LA River late at night because that's when certain things could possibly happen.
What was it like to kind of, what was the village like in those days? Was it, was there a lot of shopping and restaurants, or was it?
Yeah,
kind of
no,
like...
definitely not. I mean, the boulevard back in the day just had a lot of like random businesses, like, you know, there would be like a dentist, a shipping company, but there was no like place to have like Sunday brunch. It was, I mean, during the weekends, Atwater Village on the Glendale Boulevard was just like a dead zone. There, people weren't really creating a culture out there for families. There was family restaurants, but it wasn't people hanging out, drinking coffee and like conversating with each other. And it was just go to the store and then leave.
Like, when did you see that change?
I would say within the last 15 years is when a lot more things started popping up. One of the awesome parts of being here in Atwater Village too is also that we have the bike route and
on the river.
Yeah,
You've been on it.
there's so many cool little things on there now, and it also, you know, it could take us up into Griffith Park, or I can go into Chinatown and follow some bike routes through the downtown area.
Yeah.
We're all done. But I would love to introduce you to my mentor and the owner of Broken Art Tattoo.
Awesome.
Jeremy Swan. Good sir.
Hey, Jeremy.
Tony.
How are you?
Jeremy, Tony.
Nice to meet you,
Good to
Tony.
meet you.
So let me check out this work that Derek did for you
yeah.
today.
Absolutely.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
Isn't it great?
Beautiful.
So you're the owner. You're the owner of
I
Broken
am.
Art.
I am, yeah.
So when did you start Broken Art?
This came to LA in 2005, and we opened up in Silver Lake. And then this location, we've been here for 3 years this month. So it's been quite a while.
And you trained Derrek.
Yeah, I found him at the.
Obviously, he did a great job.
He's doing an amazing job. No, I mean, now I have to work twice as hard to keep up with his talents, you know. He's too good.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, when the student surpasses the master, it keeps the master, you know, on his toes.
Absolutely.
He's been a pleasure to watch grow and see his art just flourish over the years. It's incredible, absolutely incredible.
And is this some of your work here?
Yeah, most of these are my originals. You know, this one is of my wife.
And you've made obviously an investment in the community here. You're really kind of helping the economy by bringing people to.
Yeah, my wife and I have several businesses around here.
Oh, you do?
One, this being the one that you're in now.
Right.
And then she owns a hair salon down the street, and then together we also own a Mexican restaurant a few more blocks down the street. So
we should. Is the salon nearby?
Yeah.
Can we
close.
just maybe take a quick walk and?
Yeah.
Take
I don't know
a look
who's
at
in there. We could, you know, check it out.
And where's the restaurant?
That's a little bit over the. It's like 2 or 3 minutes from here. It's not too far at all.
And maybe we could take a little trip over there
Of
and
course.
take a look?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll
Great.
feed you some tacos.
Tacos. I love tacos. Oh, who doesn't love tacos?
I know, right? It's LA.
Let's do that. That'd be
Cool,
great.
that'll be fun.
All right, awesome. Let's head out. How does someone who started out with a tattoo parlor end up owning a restaurant?
My wife that you met earlier, she's just a very creative person. So it just had to do with her art of expressing herself, and the name Mi Corozon came from her abuelita calling her that. That was her term of endearment. Ay, Mi Corozon, help me in the kitchen, you know. So it was just that term that she always was called.
So your wife is a Mexican descent?
Yes. Yeah. And I'm born again Mexican.
All right.
Thank you. So here's a little taco spread, and we have some drinks coming also. I went ahead and just ordered you guys like some things that I like that I want you to try.
Those are beautiful.
Thank you. Michael gets the Jamaica. Jalapeno goes to Tony.
Thank you.
And then Derrek gets the Naked and Famous because I'm trying to, you know, he's so LA. Yeah. Thank you. And I get the Cadillac.
Wow. You do get the Cadillac.
Thank you, Adriana.
Thank you.
So
yeah, we'll toast
Let's do a quick toast.
to these cocktails
Cheers.
since they're nice
Cheers.
and
An
fresh.
amazing tattoo.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Amazing,
An amazing
people.
Amazing place to hang out here. Absolutely. We'll be coming back.
that's good.
Oh yeah, never had this one.
It's good, huh? Yeah, that's
Got a
such a
little kick?
refreshing. Yeah, that's got a kick. That's very refreshing. That's just a sexy drink for a sexy man.
Yeah, so I was reading that the food here is organic, which makes it different from any other
Yes.
Mexican restaurant.
Oh, really?
Well, now it's more popular. There are organic Mexican restaurants, but when we first opened up in 2012, there were 0 Mexican organic restaurants, and we were told that we were crazy and that we weren't going to make any money, and they were right. We didn't make any money, but we stuck with it because our motto was, if we can't feed it to our kids, we're not going to feed it to our customers.
That's a great motto.
Like even when we were searching for tortillas, we wanted non-GMO, and we called every tortilleria along LA, like, do you guys have non-GMO corn? That nobody even knew what it was 10 years ago. And my wife called one, and they're like, I don't know, let me give you the phone number to where we get our corn from in Kansas. And my wife called, was like, hi, do you guys have non-GMO corn? And we're like, yes, we do, that's what we specialize in. So she called back to the downtown LA, the people making the tortillas, by the way, you guys have non-GMO corn. And they're like, okay, great, what is that? But now it's so popular to have non-GMO. So we had to do a lot of footwork to figure out where we could source things from that were going to be accessible to put this stuff out every day. And it wasn't easy getting it all together. But you know what? When you get to come here and have a great experience, and I get to see friends and family come and enjoy what my wife and I have worked so hard to build, then yeah, it's all worth it. And like I have a really great tattoo clientele, and at night I go home and I do my drawings, and that's like kind of my downtime, you know. And then in the mornings I get up, answer all my emails, set reservations, talk to my vendors, order my booze, order my food. That's what I do in the mornings. And then I have my drawing ready, and then I go to work, I tattoo it, and then sometimes after work of tattoo work, I'll come back over here, check on things, or sometimes I'm just like, forget it, I'm going home.
So the restaurant isn't just a restaurant, but you also do catering, parties,
Yeah, we do.
Events.
events.
So
Yeah.
Derrek, you would mention that Derrek does a lot of. Your employees actually utilize the restaurant as
Yes, yeah, he brings in, you know, he's got a fantasy basketball team called
Sunday Ballers.
Sunday
Sunday
Ballers.
Ballers.
Yeah. And they come in here and they, you know, bring in people, and they just rack up bills, and he's the best, man. But yeah, we cater, we do off-site events and pool parties, and like I have got like like an outdoor bar I take to events, and we do things like that. So we try to, you know, like we're hosting Los Angeles Children's Hospital in November to do a party here and give them an opportunity to come and have fun. And, you know, they work so hard at the hospital down the street. So just things like that where we can give back, and, you know, certain things too, just like there was a homeless guy outside that I helped get situated into a house because I just saw him hanging out all the time, and like just what I can do for my community and my street. Like,
that's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, and from what I understand, you do a lot for not just your community, but other communities around you. You have drag shows here?
We do. We're so blessed. His niece.
Oh yeah. Wow.
BB Discoteca.
Oh yeah.
So it's been really great to see Derrek kind of watch his, you know, nephew transition and become this amazing performer.
Yeah.
And now she's running drag nights here once a month, and they are a blast, man. People just really have a good time. So that's a really positive, fun experience, and the neighborhood loves it, and it's been really cool. I mean, I'd love to bring it into like a full drag brunch show and just like really bring it.
You
bring
can start
the
your
party.
own house. The house.
I know,
The
right?
House of Swan.
I like it.
Tell us about what we've got here on the table.
So I just did a quick little taco platter. We have the grass-fed carne asada, and these are just street style. So these aren't like premium tacos, they're just real easy, like basic street tacos with onion and cilantro. This one is carnitas, which we make here. This is organic jackfruit, so this is basically
Like a vegan.
it's an al pastor, so we kind of use a little bit of pineapple and some other spices. So this is like a vegan al pastor, and then this is vegan calabacitas, which is squash and some peppers, some guac, and these are papitas, these little seeds here. And then this is our signature taco sauce. It's called Pancho Villa. And my wife named it the Pancho Villa sauce because, and I'm sure you know this, but many families in Mexico are like, oh, we like hid Pancho Villa during the Mexican Revolution. All right, so her family was like, oh, we hid him like on our, you know, in our town. So because her family in Mexico has that story that they hid Pancho Villa, she wanted to name this sauce after that.
It's got tongue in cheek.
Yeah.
I like that Vanessa has brought in so much of her family stories, background with her grandmother, calling her Mi Corozon, yeah, and then Pancho Villa. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Thank you. Well, if you want to try one, help yourself.
Let's take it a try.
Definitely got to try the asada, grass-fed.
So what is the jackfruit like?
Oh, try that too.
I'm just kind of, I've never
And
had jackfruit.
just have a bite of each. Yeah, enjoy it. You don't have to worry about it. Just try
I'm
it.
just,
Try
I'm
what you
just
wanna try.
very curious about the jackfruit.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to taste like it's,
Yeah, it's like
It-
marinated. And
Yeah, it's supposed to be kind of like the meat alternative, the meatless alternative. You know,
I'm going to,
you could try a bite without salsa, and then maybe try it some with the Pancho Villa also, just to get. Have you ever seen a jackfruit? They're massive. The things are like huge, like 3 or 4 feet. I think even bigger.
I mean, this tastes just like it's meat.
Exactly. They say they could save the world just by people eating jackfruit instead of like cows.
That's crazy.
Like it would solve world hunger. And you can do so much, many culinary delights.
If you told me that this was pork, I would absolutely believe it.
Well, good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome.
And then we wouldn't have that problem with global warming and cow farts.
That's exactly right. I don't want to bring it up, but you're exactly right. You know about that.
Are you vegan?
I'm not vegan, but I was vegetarian for nearly 20 years. And when we opened up the first Mi Corozon, my wife and I wanted to source everything responsibly. And then once we did that, we started eating our own. We got high on our own supply, basically. We're like, okay, well, we'll have some carnitas and some asada, and
So have you tattooed each other?
Oh yeah.
You have?
Yes.
I met him because I was looking for a prestigious tattoo wizard.
So you met because you were looking for a tattoo artist. And then
my
you
best,
became...
Yeah, well, my best friend, he had this awesome tattoo, and I'm like, where'd you get it? The next thing you know, he's like, oh, Broken Art. I'm like, I'd never even seen that shop before, and also growing up in the area, I was like, how do I not know of this tattoo shop in my neighborhood? So I went, and I was meaning to talk to his artist, and met Jeremy instead, and saw his work, and just from him being like super nice and cool, like was like the extra icing to the cake besides his awesome tattoo work. So I went in for one tattoo and never looked back. So when I first started working with Jeremy, I mean, he would also tell me that, you know, he had spent time on apprentices before that never fully dedicated themselves. And it's like being a mentor, you know, is like having a child. So, you know, they kind of...
You got to put in a lot of time to raise them up.
Right?
2.5 years before I even tattooed, yeah. But
I was actually extra hard on him, I think.
So I know you've had your claim to fame. You were on TLC.
Yes.
America's Worst Tattoo.
Yes, I was on America's Worst Tattoos. I covered up the worst tattoos in America.
What did the worst tattoo look like?
Oh my gosh, there's been so many of them. It's been pretty embarrassing. But I would say the worst one was this guy was in prison, and they called him the White Dragon, and he was in a Chinese gang, and he was the only white guy in the Chinese gang in San Francisco. Yeah, true story. And he took the rap for something, and he got locked up. And when he was in prison, he wanted to get a tattoo on his back. So the guy who tattooed him, his cellie, was like, okay. And so he did like what looked like a quadriplegic woman, naked woman, because like she wasn't really quadriplegic, but it's really actually hard to tattoo like hands and feet. So this artist just kind of like hid everything, but the lady parts were there.
Oh gosh.
That he could remember.
Yeah. So, but the guy actually had no clue what it looked like because there's no mirrors in prison, man. There's no mirrors in prison. You know,
he never really saw
He never
it.
got to see it until 7 years later when he got out of prison and got a mirror, and he was like, "What the f do I have on my back?" So he ended up on the show, and I covered it with a big Japanese like white dragon, because that's what they call it, or Chinese white dragon.
Using your hands. How big was his original?
The original girl
it's
is
huge.
yay big, and then I covered his whole back, and the dude was a good 250, right? He was 300 pounds. Big dude, like
How many
6'7",
hours did that take you?
about 12, 14. We did it 2 days in a row.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the biggest and most involved and most kind of hilarious story. So I liked the show I was on because we were helping people that had a problem, and we could actually improve their life, make them feel more confident in their skin and their bodies and who they are. And it's actually given me, like, being on that show, now I'm a world-renowned cover-up artist, and probably 80% of my work is cover-up work. People come from all over the world to get cover-ups from me, still to this day. And the show was on 6 years ago, I think, 14, 8 years ago.
Power of media.
Yeah, but it's been cool to do something like that, to be able to give people their love of their skin back when they've been so slighted by their artist or by their own poor decision or whatever it was, gang related. I've tattooed people that have been sex trafficked that had their pimp's name on them, that had to get that covered up, you know. I've tattooed people that, you know, have had burn victims that have, you know, their arms fully, you know, burned up, and they just want to cover that up. And we just, you know, whatever it is, whatever makes them not feel like they're 100% who they should be, it's such an honor to be able to like give that back to them and put some art on them that they think is beautiful.
A total metamorphosis.
Yeah.
It's just like bringing the beauty out. Yeah, I get it.
Well, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on your beautiful
Yeah, I'm
City
very
of
excited.
Angels tattoo.
Well, we'll see if I'm next.
Just beautiful.
Oh, you're definitely.
Oh, Michael,
No,
you're
we are.
definitely
He is
next.
going to be next.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I already got it in my mind what you're getting.
What am I getting?
A big piece of thunder and lightning, like right down on you.
Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for